It is case study time. Today I want to show you an example of one powerful lead magnet that got me 118,000 leads. Real quick, I just got back from the studio and I just realized I mentioned 118,000 leads. I was wrong. Let's have a look right here. It's actually just over 250,000 leads. Apologies for messing it up in the video. So it's not 118,000, it's actually just over 250,000 leads. And it's slightly different than how most people do it, I would say, because I simply put, I don't agree with how most people talk about lead magnets. I don't agree that it actually works as well as people claim it does, and that's why I tweaked it. I did it differently, and that's what I want to share with you in this video. So my name is Wilco de Kreij. I'm the founder and CEO of UpViral and Connectio, and this particular case study is actually something for Connectio. You might even have seen this lead magnet because yes, we advertise for it. We run a lot of ads ourselves because that's basically what we do at Connectio. Connectio is a tool, a platform for Facebook advertisers to help target your ads more precisely. Today I want to talk about, again, a powerful way to use lead magnets in a way most people actually don't. And this, I believe, I know for a fact, is going to yield way better results for your business. Because the most important part is that those 118,000 leads weren't just whatever leads, right? Those were highly profitable leads. I don't know the exact numbers of those leads, but it at least is a good 7-figure amount of revenue that we got from just those leads alone. So let's dive into it. If you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's basically like if you were to say to someone like, hey, please enter your email address to join my newsletter. Guess what? People won't. They simply won't because they need an incentive. They need a sort of quote-unquote a bribe. They want to get something specific, right? So that's why people came up with a lead magnet. Like, hey, if you want to get access to this 10 hacks or whatever, you will actually, enter your email address and we'll send it to your email address. It's like people have an opt-in form. This could be on your blog, could be wherever, but like you'll have an opt-in form where people can enter their email address. And then once that happens, they'll usually send that PDF through email, right? Like it's a PDF or it's some kind of a resource. And then you're on this page, they'll do whatever, right? Sometimes they'll be trying to sell something. Unfortunately, this is usually not the case. When you have like, you enter your email address and you get the lead magnet right here, you ship it to their email address, and then there's this other thing, like all of a sudden, like this distraction, like people opted in to get this lead magnet, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, it's on the way to your email inbox, but I've got something else you might be interested in. And some people will be interested in this, right? Don't get me wrong, some people will be interested in this, but a lot of people are not because they're like, no, I don't want that distraction, or they just close this page and they'll go back to their inbox because they wanted to get that specific thing. How is that different compared to what I do and what actually resulted in all those leads? Let me just remove part of that. I know from experience that a really good way to sell online is using video, right? Video is a good way to build a connection with people, and it's still scalable. It's more scalable than, for example, a webinar, which has to be live and you have to be there. So what I could have done is I could say, like, I enter your email address to get a certain lead magnet, right? And then on the thank you page, I would have a video like, hey, and maybe a sales video. But the problem is, again, people wouldn't actually pay attention to this video because they just want to get that lead magnet. So instead, on this page already, right, I make clear like what they're going to get, but it's a video training. Like I've got this thing, I figured it out, there's a problem you have, here's the solution, or I figured something out, here's how it works, and I'm going to deliver it to you in a video training. Right? And that, like, even though it might be, you might think it's a small change, it's a massive change because now people are entering your email address knowing they will see a video training. The actual video that's there, that is the training. And guess what? They watch it because they literally just opted in to watch that training, right? So now they want to watch that training, right? And during that training, which is, for example, like a 20-25 minute training, that's actually legit training. However, just like if you do a webinar, at some point in that video, for example, like at 50% or like 75% in, I pivot it, I'll show them how to resolve a certain problem, and then I'll present to them like, hey, alternatively, there's also a way you can do it way easier. You can do it automatically using our software, and then I make them an offer. Like, hey, if you want, you can get access to it, right? So even though it's a sales video, it's basically a training plus sales video. So it's a combination of both. And the reason why this works so well is because all the way from here, and even on our ads, right, we mentioned like, hey, you want to get access to this video training. People click, do you want to get access to this video training, right? Enter your email address. So guess what they're going to do? They click to get the video training. They enter the email address to get the video training. They are going to watch that video training, right? Once they watch it, that's when they will actually get into the message. They'll see how we can help them, and they're like, hey, that's actually really good, like a really good offer. Let me just make a purchase, right? And that's why this works so well. And that's how we got over 118,000 leads, because at the end of the day, it's money in versus money out. Like, how much money do we spend here versus how much money do we make here? And as long as that's positive, if there's a positive ROI, we can keep on spending money, right? If every time I spend $1, I get $3 back, I rather spend $100,000 and get $300,000 back, or $1 million, $3 million back. You get the point, right? It's basically a numbers game. And I don't believe, or at least I've never seen it work at scale. If you do a lead magnet, you just send them to your, like a PDF, and then you have this distraction. You want to make sure it's an embedded flow, and whatever you want them to watch, you want to make sure they're more committed. And this actually works better compared to just sending people straight to this page, because then people are like not as committed. Now, they're literally asking to get that training. Of course, I'm a marketer. If they wouldn't actually watch that video or not in full, we would send them follow-up emails like, hey, you haven't actually checked that video. Watch that training, the training you asked for. So that's really the change that I'm proposing here. Instead of just going for this PDF or whatever lead magnet you have, ask yourself, like, what is the sales mechanism you have? If that's a video as well, then promise a video and combine your training with that video. If it is, for example, a written sales copy, and that's how you get people to see that you have a good offer and see that you can help them, then you could say like, hey, enter your email address to get this PDF, right? But then that PDF should also be content, plus like it should basically gradually go into a sales letter, right? So that even from that PDF, like if they're going to the PDF, they're reading the content, you're building that relationship, they're learning something from you, and over time they'll see like, hey, by the way, we can actually help you with that, like here, and you make an offer in that PDF, right? So whatever your sales mechanism is, it should be one flow, and there should be no distractions. So that's how we got 118,000 leads and counting. There will be way more because we're still running this offer strong. But this is like in the trenches of like what works and how I look at lead magnets, especially when you're relying on paid ads to grow your business. All right, cut, we're done here, let's wrap it up. Oh, well, sorry, you're still there. Well, in that case, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel where I share marketing tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your business faster. So you can click on the subscribe button right now, or check out the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.